Let's talk about forbearance. What is forbearance? Forbearance is when a lender allows the borrower to not follow the terms of the mortgage. So during the pandemic, the government passed special forbearance programs that say if your income is reduced due to the pandemic, in fact, I don't even think your income has to be reduced for you to qualify for forbearance. You can request your payments, your monthly payments be deferred. They can be deferred up to for a period of 6 months, and then I think they can be renewed for another 6 months twice. So I think you can have loan forbearance for up to 18 months. Now, when you are through with forbearance, either, if you've missed $1,000 worth of payments for 3 months, either you're going to have to pay the $3,000 in full to catch the mortgage up, or they're going to take the $3,000 and they're going to add it to the back end of the loan. So when you pay off the loan, you have an extra $3,000 that you owe, and you will also pay interest on that $3,000 as well. It's like the lender loaning you more money. But I want to mention something, and this is from First American and the Mortgage Bankers Association, that originally it was projected that 30% of all mortgages would be in forbearance, would apply for forbearance, would miss payments during the pandemic. 30% of all mortgages. Now, the actual top of that number was in May of 2020. The highest it ever got was 8.47% of mortgages were in forbearance. So it should have been 30. They said it was going to be 30. The Economist said it would be 30, but it was 8.47. Today, that number is 3.5%. So the original forbearance percentage and projections, what we've done is nowhere near these projections and has been cut in half since the worst. So at its worst, it was 8.47%, not 30. And today it's 3.5%, which is less than half of that 8.47%. But let's look at the loans that are in forbearance. And this is as of July 11th, 2021. So fairly current data. Once someone exits from a forbearance plan, 44.1% of the borrowers, of the homeowners, have repaid in full. 23.2% made their monthly payments during their forbearance period. So I want you to think about that. 23.2% between 1 in 4 and 1 in 5 homeowners, borrowers who applied and were approved for a forbearance program actually made their payment. 7.4% actually paid off the loan. When they came out of forbearance, they paid off the loan and they moved on with life. 13.5%, and it's the 23.2 plus the 7.4 plus the 13.5 that totals the 44.1% that I said were paid in full. 13.5%, the past due payments were brought current. They paid everything they owed. 38.7% of the loans in forbearance worked out a repayment plan as they came out of forbearance. 10.7% got a loan modification, and 28% got a loan deferral. 17.2% of the borrowers in a forbearance program were still in trouble as they exited forbearance. Now, that number is represented by 1.5% who have a repayment plan, short sale, or deed in lieu at the end, meaning they're going to give the deed to their property to the lender in lieu of having them foreclose. They're going to sell their home and ask the lender to accept less than the full amount owed as payoff. That's called a short sale. And 1.5%, so only 1.5 out of every 100 actually fit in that category. And then 15.7%, and this total then is 17.2%. That's the 15.7 plus the 1.5 for a total of 17.2. 15.7% had no loss mitigation plan in place at all. But the overwhelming majority, let's call it 44, 54, 64, 74, 82%, almost 83%, a little over 83%, either the loan was paid in full or a repayment plan was worked out. So the reality is that there is not a whole heck of a lot of chance of loans coming out of forbearance causing us a problem. The forbearance numbers have been nowhere near as high as experts projected.